Hey everyone, how's it going? I wanted to make a video. This is LaFond here. It's Saturday morning at the moment in Manizales. I wanted to make a video about my experiences in Manizales so far. I've been here, this is my 4th day. I arrived on Wednesday. I want to do a little bit of a comparison between Medellin and Manizales. Not that they're the same, they're completely different places, but just my experiences since I've been living in Medellin and spending some time in Manizales. I've been really drawn to come to Manizales. I don't know what it is. I've been to this coffee region before, but I've never been to this part, and I've always heard good things. I've had good experiences from people from Manizales. They have a good vibe, they're chill. I have a friend that was doing publicity for me. I have some musician friends, and I've always just been good vibe from people from Manizales. I really want to check out that area. And so now I'm doing it, and I've been here. I took my moto here, like I said, I'm making some more videos about Manizales with all the, touristic experiences that I've done here in the last few days. Yesterday, I went to Termales Otono, place to soak and stuff like that. It has hot water, natural water. It's really pools. I also went to a natural area yesterday, Los Nevados. It's a beautiful area. It's a bit cold. It has El Nevado de Ruiz. It's like a volcano. And it's snow-capped, and so it's interesting. It was hard to see because there's a lot of fog and stuff. It's really interesting how the climate's changed. You go half an hour and a half in one direction, you're a completely different area. Even inside that one area, you go within Los Nevados, and there's these really different sections of it. Colombia is very biodiverse, and there's lots of just variety, which is one of the things I love about it, which is one of the reasons that makes me want to explore Colombia. So anyways, some of my impressions about, Medellin versus Manizales is, one thing is Manizales is a lot cooler than Medellin. The weather's, cooler climate. They get a lot more rain. Medellin gets a lot of rain as well, certain times, but I think Manizales is one of the most rained areas, has the most rain of any area in Colombia. So it gets a lot of rain. That's something to keep in mind. The prices, I would say, are a good amount cheaper than Medellin. It's not everything, depends on what you're doing, but I would say it's a good, I don't know, I have to spend some more time, but I want to say it's a good 20% cheaper, to be honest with you, maybe 20 to 30% cheaper, a lot of things. And the quality of things are very good. You can get really good food, and the food experiences I'm having here are amazing. So I love the food here in Manizales. One thing I'll say about Manizales is it's definitely a lot more chill than Medellin. Medellin has a lot of stuff going on, which is amazing. I actually love that about Medellin. It's very vibrant. It's warm. There's lots of markets and just stuff to do. So that's an amazing thing about Medellin. And Manizales, I'm realizing that it kind of closes down 8, 10 o'clock. It's pretty much done, especially during the weekday. I haven't gone to the party areas or anything like that, but it seems just overall a lot more chill from my first experiences here. I have to go to some more areas. You need to spend some time in an area to really get to know it. I'm in the neighborhood called El Cable, and so around here there's good restaurants. It's kind of, for me, it's the Laureles of Manizales. It's nice restaurants, some cafes, there's a mall nearby, people hanging out, people from university, so that's good. Manizales is kind of a university town. There's a bunch of universities here, and so that makes it cool. There's a lot of people, getting educated, learning, students, stuff like that. It's always good for a place. The other thing about Manizales and just the coffee region in general, for me, for someone who wants to, explore, who is exploring Colombia, there's all these new places to explore. I've been to some of these areas before. I've been to Pereira, I've been to Armenia, I've been to Salento, but all these areas are very accessible from Manizales. So, if you use Manizales as a home base, and especially if you have a motorcycle like I do, you can really explore all these different areas. You have a home base, and then you can explore, further from there. I'm always surprised when there's people who don't know their surrounding areas. When I lived in Massachusetts, I went all over, to Vermont, to I went down to Florida, I went down to different areas to know all the surrounding areas that I could get to pretty easily. So that's one thing about Manizales. You have all these really cool areas like natural stuff. If you like nature and to explore things like that, there's all these new areas. Well, I guess there's a lot of different areas to explore, like from the coffee region, like I said, Salento, Armenia. You can go down to, like, it's kind of closer to Cali, it's closer to Bogota. So you have all these other access to areas different from Medellin that you can explore. You know, for someone like me who's been exploring Medellin for 8 years, it's kind of interesting to go to a different area where you just have a whole bunch of different stuff to explore, different areas close by. And so it's definitely a lot more of a chill area. It's there's not as much going on, but you know, if you like to like get out and do nature stuff and explore, then it could be an interesting area for you. I think I'm gonna spend some more time exploring Manizales. I would also like to see Bucaramanga and some of the other small cities. These are attractions to me because one of the things that I'll say is I love Medellin and I love how much stuff there's going on, and I love how much friends I have there, really. And that's the kind of the expat community that actually made it kind of possible for me to be there, because like not knowing Spanish and like, you know, learning the culture, like I was able to learn with like a hub of people. But now that I have really decent Spanish and get around, I know how things work, I can kind of go out to these other areas. So that's kind of interesting to me. And one of the final things that I'll say is I love Medellin. I started my whole business there, LaFond, Medellin, all these things. But it's kind of like, I don't want to say Medellin's played out, but it's kind of like, and I still have my business there, but it's kind of like there's so many foreigners and the opinion of the foreigners and all these things. I don't like that about Medellin. I like, there's some cool foreigners and there's some cool people there, but I don't like how the general culture is kind of like all these Americans and foreigners come to Medellin just to party and girls and sex, drugs. I don't like that culture because like a lot of times you're meeting people and you have that stigma. And so I feel like there's a little bit less of that stigma when you go to other areas of Colombia, because if you're out in this areas, it's obvious that you really love Colombia and you want to be in different areas. You're not just in the areas that's super touristy. You're coming to other areas and you have to, you know, at least know some Spanish and, you know, be able to get around. So that's one of the things is like, about Medellin is just like that foreigner stigma. I don't really like that. I don't consider myself one of those people, and like I don't like that culture of people that are bringing that type of vibe to Colombia. And so now it's kind of making it more interesting to me, these other a little bit smaller cities or more remote areas where it's like you can be in the culture and have a lot of access to things and learn and experience culture. And so that's one of the things I'll say is just there's not that stigma of, you know, just these crazy foreigners, you know, because I love Colombia and I love the culture of Colombia. I've had some issues, you know, with doing business, which I still have my business and doing different things, but all in all, like I chose to make this place my home. Colombia is my home. I have residency here for at least the next 5 years, and I want to explore it and I want to show people, you know, what I'm learning and how I'm experiencing Colombia. So that's really my goal. And so I want to make a little video. I want to make some more videos obviously about Manizales and all the touristy things and all the sites that I've seen. I'll show some clips in this video, but this is just a little of me walking around, my first, you know, experiences, impressions. I'm in El Cable. It's a really cool neighborhood. It's got, you know, a stadium nearby, a fitness area. It's got gyms. It's got some nice restaurants. Like I can really see myself spending some time here, you know? It's not often that I go to a place and I'm like, oh, you know, like I could actually like be here for a while, you know what I mean? Not often that I get a vibe where I can actually like be somewhere and I could like see myself spending time like here. I don't know how long I could see myself, but I could see myself spending time here. That's kind of how I made my decision when I moved to Medellin. I was like, I don't know how long I could be here, but I'm gonna go check this out. And that was like 8 years later. And so I feel a little bit of that about Manizales so far. Like, hey, I could be here for a little while, check it out, there's things to explore. And I could see trying to make a life here, you know, working online, going back and forth between Medellin a little bit. I think whenever you see these possibilities or opportunities, you know, it's kind of like, not a sign, but it's like, okay, look, I could actually make something happen here. I could be here for a while and I could provide something for the community here. And I could actually like just learn and further deepen my experiences here in Colombia. And so, that's kind of the feeling that I have at this moment. We'll see how it goes. That's my goal right now. I'm exploring some of the smaller cities of Colombia. I've obviously been to a lot of the towns and other areas, but I'm exploring, some of the smaller cities and some other areas. It's like, wait, let me see if I could live there, or what is it like in these smaller cities? Everyone is, talking about Medellin and all these areas. And there's some videos about, Manizales and some of these other areas, but, I want to experience it, as a local. I want to experience it, as someone who's, coming to know the culture. I'm not just coming here, to meet girls and do drugs. I'm actually like going to all the spots that are like interesting. And I'm going around on my motorcycle, I'm meeting local people. And so I want to show that side of it. And for someone who's like legitimately wants to live here, like who's a cool person and they want to see a life. Yeah, like I said, it's not often that I get a vibe where I can actually like be somewhere and I could like see myself spending time like here. I don't know how long I could see myself, but I could see myself spending time here. That's kind of how I made my decision when I moved to Medellin. I was like, I don't know how long I could be here, but I'm gonna go check this out. And that was like 8 years later. And so I feel a little bit of that about Manizales so far. Like, hey, I could be here for a little while, check it out, there's things to explore. And I could try to make a life here, working online, going back and forth between Medellin a little bit. I think whenever you see these possibilities or opportunities, it's kind of like, not a sign, but it's like, okay, look, I could actually make something happen here. I could be here for a while and I could provide something for the community here. And I could actually like just learn and further deepen my experiences here in Colombia. And so, that's kind of the feeling that I have at this moment. We'll see how it goes. That's my goal right now. I'm exploring some of the smaller cities of Colombia. I've obviously been to a lot of the towns and other areas, but I'm exploring, some of the smaller cities and some other areas. It's like, wait, let me see if I could live there, or what is it like in these smaller cities? Everyone is, talking about Medellin and all these areas. And there's some videos about, Manizales and some of these other areas, but, I want to experience it, as a local. I want to experience it, as someone who's, coming to know the culture. I'm not just coming here, to meet girls and do drugs. I'm actually like going to all the spots that are like interesting. And I'm going around on my motorcycle, I'm meeting local people. And so I want to show that side of it. I want to show those experiences for someone, who maybe wants to live in some other, parts of Colombia, or who wants to leave where they are. And maybe there's some other options out there for people experiencing some smaller cities in Colombia, but coming here in a respectful way and learning the culture and being a part of the culture and contributing. And so that's really important to me, is to come somewhere and to contribute to what, the community is, to bring cool vibes and cool, some cool projects, some cool energy to different areas. That's always been, my goal. And so smaller cities of Colombia, different places, where can you explore from Manizales? That's gonna be all up in these upcoming videos. So this is the beginning of it. And I hope you can all come along with me for the journey and see what's gonna happen here, because it's always interesting. I wish I had made some more videos when I was really new in Medellin, because that was like a really cool experiences. And I always wanted to make a YouTube channel and do all this stuff, and I just never did it, right? Now I'm doing it. So now I'll have been in Medellin for 8 years in August, and I can show this part of my journey of exploring further destinations in Colombia, other areas of interest, and bring you all along with me. I hope you come along from this journey. See what happens. My name is LaFond. I'm signing out from Manizales El Cable, and I'll looking forward to showing you much more coming up and bringing you along with my journey. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Join the channel, comment, let me know what you want to see. Tell me what you think. I love to hear from everybody. I try to get back to as many comments as I can, and I really appreciate all of you. Okay, ciao.
My name is Rob LaFond, an audiovisual producer based out of Medellin, Colombia. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and stay tuned for more epic adventures. See you in the next one.